The data which is provided in this video is old but still relevant.
Dear viewers, welcome back. In today's segment, we'll explore the social and economic repercussions experienced by Palestinians as a result of the Israeli occupation. According to figures from USAID and American Aid Organization for International Development, in August 2002, 30% of Palestinian children suffered from chronic malnutrition and 20% from acute malnutrition, a massive increase from the figures of 2000, which were 7.5% and 2.5% respectively. Two another reports by the United Nations and the World Bank reveal that a large majority of Palestinians are now unemployed and that 60% survive on less than $2 a day, when life in Palestine is just as expensive as in any Western European country. These reports conclude that the devastation of the Palestinian economy is due to measures imposed by the Israeli army, curfews, checkpoints, all the restrictions on farming and the transport of goods, as well as general work restrictions. According to Israeli human rights organization B'Tselem, 120,000 Palestinian applications for family unification are pending since 2000, violating Article 16 of UN's Universal Declaration of Human Rights that recognizes that men and women of full age, without any limitation due to race, nationality or religion, have the right to marry and form a family. But, as a B'Tselem report puts it, the result of the new Israeli policy is the forced breakup of the family unit. A study cited by the World Bank report estimates that 17% of West Bank families are adversely affected by Israel's family unification policies. According to Amnesty International, there are about 5,000 Israeli military orders regulating Palestinian life in the occupied territories. In many cases, a Palestinian cannot work, travel, study, tend crops, transport goods, dig for water, start business, obtain medical care, or even visit relatives in the next town without obtaining the appropriate permission from the Israeli authorities. And beyond that, her life is subject to an ever-changing and unpredictable web of curfews, checkpoints, roadblocks, ditches, walls, fences, closures, and isolation. This is not to mention the formidable set of permanent physical obstacles in the form sprawling Jewish settlements and road network for the Jewish settlers built on Palestinian land to which Palestinians are denied access. The result of Israel's military hyper-regulation of everyday life has been catastrophic for the Palestinians, as the May 2007 World Bank report makes clear. Whereas according to Geneva Convention, an occupying power has the obligation to ensure well-being of the occupied people, their medical care, freedom of movement, access to food, water, work, and educational institutions, obligations that Israel has not fulfilled. The Fourth Geneva Convention of 1949, to which Israel is a signatory, spells out precisely what an occupying power can and cannot do. Protected persons are entitled, in all circumstances, to respect for their persons, their honor, their family rights, their religious convictions and practices, and their manners and customs, according to Article 27 of the Convention. Outrages upon personal dignity, extrajudicial execution, torture, violence to life and person, hostage-taking, coercion to extract information, reprisals, individual or mass transfer of population, settlement and colonization, the wanton destruction of private or public property, collective punishment. These are all specifically forbidden by the Convention. Yet UN and Human Rights Report make it clear that they are all also routine aspects of Israel's occupation policy. Israel has tried to claim that the Geneva Conventions do not apply to the Palestinian territories it occupies. But this claim has been dismissed not only by international legal scholars, but by a series of UN Security Council resolutions affirming the applicability of the conventions to the Israeli-occupied territories. Security Council Resolution 465 of 1980, for example, reiterates that all measures taken by Israel to change the physical character, demographic composition, institutional structure or status of Palestinian and other Arab territories occupied since 1967, including Jerusalem, or any part thereof have no legal validity, and that Israel's policy and practices of settling part of its population and new immigrants in those territories constitute a flagrant violation of the Geneva Convention relative to the protection of civilian persons in time of war, and also constitute a serious obstruction to achieving a comprehensive, just and lasting peace in the Middle East. In its advisory opinion of July 2004, the International Court of Justice in The Hague also unanimously reaffirmed the applicability of the Geneva Convention to the Israeli-occupied territories, and added that all of the agreements entered into by the Israeli and Palestinians since 1993 have done nothing to alter the fact that all these territories remain occupied territories and Israel has continued to have the status of occupying power. The table shown in the screen accounts for the military presence and their activities in Palestine. Children are the worst sufferers of this military activity. The on-screen statistics gives credence to their attitude towards children. Dear viewers, that concludes today's video. Thanks for watching.